Search engine optimization. Now, if you're not into this, don't worry. This isn't going to be just an hour of complete tech. What we're talking about here are things that you can do proactively, that you can use on your website that'll increase traffic. Things have actually been happening as far as Google is concerned that may affect your page's rankings. So what does that mean? What's that all about? What's a ranking in the first place? Andy Williams, the digital marketing manager from Kazai, is with us. Andy, it's great to have you with us this evening. Search engine optimization. Yep. What does that mean then?
Basically, it's an art that allows you to make sure that your site is relevant and is found by Google and other search engines so that you can appear for search terms that people are looking for your site for. All the tactics Google don't want you to do. And it's an art in itself. A lot of people frown on it and say, you know, there's no room for black hat, but in all honesty, it does have its place and it can be effective. But for long-term investment, long-term gain, long-term rankings, don't go near it because you will get caught up very, very quickly by Google. What you need to do is stay within the rankings and use ethical SEO tactics, which is what we look into. The time that you become relevant is when Google knows exactly where you're searching from. So what we've seen with the Venice update that came out quite a while back, I think 2012, but a lot of people missed it, was that now you don't actually need to be logged in order for Google to give you local results. So this has kind of changed everything because local results are now pushing down the more generic rankings. So you could well be missing out on traffic that you thought you were otherwise getting. So because Google knows where you are because of your IP, it will then register what your postcode is, and it's basically the companies that are closest to the IP that is searching will be favorited in the search results. But there's two ways of looking at your blog. If you can't maintain your blog, then don't have one. But in the same breath, it's really important that you do have one because it creates content that Google can come regularly and crawl. You can do so many things with a blog. You can outreach to people that you wouldn't otherwise be able to with your site. You can answer questions that people might be asking that are relevant to your products or even the sector that you're in. But like I said, if you can't maintain it, then the last thing I want to see when I go to a site is that the last blog update was 2012. That just says to me that people aren't looking after their site.
It's a bit of a click moment, isn't it?
Absolutely, definitely. Yeah. So if I see that, I'm probably not going to trust the site that much. When Google ranks something, they're ranking a page, they're not ranking a site. Your overall site strength has a say in how strong your pages within the site are, but basically when you search for something, you get returned a page. So effectively you could rank really well for one page on your site and the rest of the site's nowhere to be found. That's plausible, that's something that could happen. The things that you should be looking to do is make sure that your on-page optimization is up to date. Make sure that you've got all your local information on your site. If you can have a blog and you can keep it updated, then make sure you have one of those as well. And have a look at the rich snippets and the data highlighter as well. If you can get local listings from the kind of sites like Yale.com or Yelp, then make sure you can create profiles on there. Make sure that the information on there is completely filled out and the address on there is exactly the same as the one that you've got on your website. And if you do nothing else, make sure that you go onto Google and you create all the Google profiles that you can. And again, make sure that all the information on there is relevant and up to date.